Hey guys, this is Paul Potter, the Grand Lake Guy, and today in this video I'm going to be going over my 961 War Eagle boat because I've had a lot of people asking me about it. I'm also going to give you a tip at the end for some fall crappie fishing, and I'm also going to be going over all the equipment I use, the rods, reels, jigs, everything. It's coming up right now in this video. Okay guys, so this is the 961 War Eagle boat. It is actually made in the USA. It is a 19.5-foot aluminum boat. It's got an 18-degree modified V-hull on it. And I do apologize because my boat is a mess. I'm currently parking it under a tree right now, so I have some leaves and stuff. But the cool thing about this boat that you're going to want to know is you see these 3 holes. We actually have 3 seat holders, so you can put 2 seats on both sides for spider rigging. This boat is basically made for crappie fishing, and you can see on the logo right here, this 961 Predator, this is on all the seats. This is what it comes with. It's a crappie fishing machine. And to show you that, we have 2 cup holders, one right there, one over here. And then we actually have a built-in live well. So this thing has 3 live wells. It's got one up at the front for your minnows. And then it's got another live well right here for your fish, right there. You have storage right here. Now what's cool about this thing is we actually have, we'll get down here so you can see it. These are the switches, and this is where you turn on the live well. So we basically have an automatic auto right here, which will turn it on, and you can hear it switch on just there. What that does is it'll go off every 5 minutes. It'll push water in there for 5 minutes, and it'll shut off for 5 minutes. Then it'll push water in there for 5 minutes, shut off after 5 minutes. But if you switch it all the way down, it just stays on all the time. The other cool thing about this boat is it actually has a recirculation live well. And if you don't know what that is, basically, so what's cool about that is the water that's actually in the live well, you can take it and it will just recirculate it. So if you're driving, if you have a 4-hour drive after you get done fishing and you've got to have your fish live to get them back to a tournament or something, you can actually hit this auto recirculation, and what that'll do is recirculate the water in the live well, pump oxygen back in there, and keep your fish alive. So that's really cool. And this right here underneath me, this is just another storage, just for whatever anchors or whatever you want. I think that's what I have in there. Up at the front, I actually have, my trolling motor is a Motor Guide XI5. I'll show you what that looks like. So there it is right there. Motor Guide XI5, and I actually upgraded it and put the GPS on it. The GPS actually comes with a remote control. So this is really cool because I love this anchor feature. You hit this anchor button, it's going to keep you at whatever GPS location you've set to it. This right here is actually for trolling. It will look at a GPS wherever this thing is pointed. If it's pointed that way or that way, then if you hit this, it's going to pinpoint that GPS location. It's going to keep heading in that direction, which is really good for trolling and those kind of things. Also up at the front, you have your trim, your little trim button for the back of the motor, so you can actually move your motor up or down just by hitting this button. So that's going to raise your motor on the back up. Right here's your nav lights. Then you got your AC, which is basically really cool. It's a cigarette lighter right there, so you can charge your stuff. Okay, that's about it for the front of the boat. So if we go on to the back of the boat, what I have here, we have extra storage, and this is really cool. It's got, you can store your fishing poles. It's got your fishing pole holders and that kind of stuff. And like I said, I apologize. It's pretty messy right now. This is actually the gas, where you fill the gas up, and I actually hit a bridge piling and it ripped that off. So I actually am gonna go take that to the shop this week and get it fixed. Right here is the control center. And you can see right here we have our nav lights. You have your courtesy light, which turns on your light down here. You have your AC. I don't actually think that's hooked up. We got our horn. We have our master switch, which controls your bilge pump and the aerators on the back. So we do have another live well in the back of the boat, and this is what it also has: a recirculation, and it also has just a normal aerator. So now to the cool stuff. What I have for my sonar and downscan is actually a Lowrance Gen 3 HDS9. I absolutely love this thing. This boat actually came with a Humminbird setup, but I unwired that. I took all the Humminbird stuff off of it and replaced it with Lowrance. What I love about my HDS9 is just the clarity. It's also a touch screen, so I can touch stuff, pull it up. There's my maps. You got sonar, structure, but also one of the cool things about it is you can actually customize your pages. So right here I've got my GPS up here, I got my sonar, my side scan, and then my down scan. But I can actually change this around if I want. I can hit this add button right here and I can actually drag and drop. So if I want to just see sonar, and then I'm going, so I want to see sonar, but I also want to see my map and I want to see where I'm going. So I can actually drag that down here. Then I hit the save button, and now I have a view that I can save. So if I go back home, I can actually see it. There it is, boom. So it's really cool. I love these presettings where you can just have this preset so you can click on something and see what you want. Right here I've just got my down scan and side scan going right here, so I've got that saved. So this is a really cool rig. I love it. If you're thinking about getting a Lowrance, I would highly recommend it. If I didn't have Lowrance, I think the only thing that I might consider switching to is probably Garmin, because Garmin has done a really good job, and they have really clear screens, and they've come a long way on their fish finders, and they've had a lot of good reviews. Typical gauges, got RPM, fuel tank, gas, all that stuff. So now we head to the back, and again, here's the two seats, and as you can see, we got our Crappie on there. This is a Crappie boat. It is the Crappie machine. A lot of crappie fishing guides like this boat. That's kind of what it's made for. So again, back here we have our other live well back here. There's your live well. Right there is just storage. These two are the batteries. So this one's this is actually the trolling motor, where the trolling motor batteries go. This is where the boat battery goes. Right here is an insulated cooler, so you can put ice in there and have your drinks. And then this is the other side of the back live well right here. So you can see that. It's really cool. I'm not going to talk much about the motor. It's just a simple 4-stroke Mercury 150. So I will talk about this. One of the things that makes War Eagle unique is they have this patented backside right here. You can see where this bends. See how that bends like that? Most boats just go straight across. This actually has a little curve right here, and that's their own patented thing. What it does is allows the boat to turn on a dime. I mean, this boat will turn very sharp. I mean, sometimes it feels like you're on a jet ski or something when this thing's turning. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a fall crappie fishing tip before we get out of here today. So what I got here is just a Bobby Garland. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like a slab slayer, but it's got two legs on it right here. And what you're gonna wanna do in the fall is actually take this thing and cut it in half to make it smaller, and then also use this super glue. And I'm gonna show you why this super glue right here is so special. Okay, so we have this bait, and I basically cut it in half, and I'm gonna put it on there. Now before I put it on all the way, what I'm gonna do, they actually have this super glue right here. It's called Gorilla Glue Brush and Nozzle. This thing has a brush on it, and it's super cool. So what you do, what I like about it is you can get very precise with where you wanna put it. So you have this, and you can just brush it on, put one little stroke on there, and that's all it takes. Then when you push this up there, it's gonna stay on there very well. So that right there is going to help you. Go get this super glue, Gorilla Glue with the brush and nozzle on it. It's awesome because you can actually brush that super glue on. So that's your fall crappie fishing tips. I hope you like the boat. Leave me some comments if you want to ask any questions about the boat. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good week.